Every year, mobile graphics reach a whole new level, and 2026 is packed with incredible-looking games. In this video, you'll discover 15 of the best realistic mobile games worth playing right now. If you enjoy videos like this, like, subscribe, and let's get into it! Starting things off at number 15, Winter Soccer 2. I wasn't expecting much from a soccer sim, but developer TouchTow stepped it up here. The player faces and shooting motions are built off real motion capture data, so the animations look shockingly close to reality. What sold me was the ball physics. It reacts off a boot or bounces off a player in a way that feels right, not floaty like most mobile sports games. Build your dream squad, take on the world's biggest championships, and the attack to defense pacing genuinely mirrors a real match. A solid way to open this list. Up next, number 14, Cafe Revolution. This one's a total mood shift from soccer, and honestly, I needed the break. Cafe Revolution drops you behind the counter of a full 3D coffee shop, and there's something weirdly satisfying about actually steaming the milk and pulling a proper espresso shot instead of tapping a button and watching a bar fill up. You're brewing lattes and Americanos, mixing in chocolate or matcha, plating pastries, and unlocking new recipes as your shop grows. The graphics are genuinely sharp too. The drinks look good enough that I wanted real coffee halfway through recording this. Game number 13 is Real Bus Simulator. I'll admit, I went in expecting a bus game to be boring, and I was wrong. This one treats it like an actual career, not just point A to point B, where every decision shapes your path. Crowded cities and long highways make the traffic genuinely stressful in a good way. I caught myself gripping my phone tighter than in most racing games, dodging accidents along the route. The steering feels weighty and real. The bus physics account for the actual size of what you're driving, and by hour 2, I was fully invested in becoming a better driver, not just finishing the level. Sliding into number 12, we've got Extreme Motorcycle Rider. This is where the list picks up speed, literally. It puts you in first person on a bike weaving through packed highway traffic, and the sense of speed is honestly terrifying in the best way. There's no holding back. You're threading gaps between trucks at full throttle while chasing objectives and rewards. The harder you push your engine, the more powerful machines you unlock, so there's real incentive to keep taking risks instead of playing safe. If you've ever wanted that white-knuckle highway rush without leaving your couch, this scratches the itch. Number 11 takes a dark turn, Hotel 911. This is the point in the list where I had to turn my headphones down. It wastes zero time. You wake up locked in a room that feels like a trap, the lights are flickering, and something is dragging its feet down the hallway outside. Every guest here has turned into a mindless monster, and it's on you to explore the eerie floors and figure out what happened while staying alive. The puzzle design is genuinely twisted in a good way, and the tension of deciding whether to stay quiet or make a run for it kept me way more on edge than I expected from a mobile horror game. Taking to the skies at number 10, it's Modern Jet Fighter. We're climbing into the air for the next few picks, and this isn't an arcade shooter where you just point and hold fire. Timing and positioning actually decide whether you win a dogfight or get torn apart. The flight mechanics feel grounded enough that you have to think about your angle of attack instead of just chasing the enemy in a straight line. Missions ramp up in a way that forces you to upgrade your jet and rethink your approach, and honestly, the moment a mission finally clicks and you outturn an enemy pilot feels genuinely earned. Staying airborne for number 9, Flywings 2026. If Modern Jet Fighter got you in the mood for flying, this takes it further. Built from the ground up, and it shows. The cockpit detail alone is more than I've seen on a phone screen. You're not stuck with one plane either. Jump from jumbo jets to helicopters to supersonic fighters, even the massive Antonov 225 once you rack up flight hours. What really got me was landing at real airports like Lukla in Nepal, famously one of the scariest runways on Earth, or threading into JFK's actual traffic. Free flight mode alone could eat your whole evening. Number 8 on the list is 144p Record. This one's for the tactical shooter crowd, and it earns its spot. Instead of a flashy hero shooter, it leans hard into that grounded special ops feel where positioning and sound actually matter. The weapon audio is genuinely one of the better parts here. Gunfire has real weight, and the shot and impact effects sell the realism instead of looking like recycled particle spam. Multiplayer matches feel competitive rather than chaotic, and the map variety means you're constantly adjusting your approach instead of camping one corner. Worth a look if tactical FPS is your thing. Halfway there, number 7 is Total Football VNG. This one's timing couldn't be better with the tournament happening right now. Its content updates faster than any football game I've tried, 2 to 5 hours after a real match wraps, so what you're playing actually reflects what just happened on TV. The live bracket mode tracks the real tournament schedule in real time, and I genuinely like the daily star voting feature, where you pick a player before kickoff and wake up to find them added to your squad. The limited legend cards for players possibly in their final tournament add a nice touch too. Number 6, we're back on 4 wheels with Grand Torque. After all that flying, it's nice to get back on the ground, and this delivers exactly what a next-gen open-world racer should. The physics engine makes drifting feel like a skill you're building, and the dynamic traffic system moving through the world makes it feel alive instead of empty. But the customization is really where this one shines for me. The body kit options and wheel variations are deep enough that you can build a car that actually looks like yours. If you're a car person, you'll sink way more time into the garage than you expect. Now things get eerie at number 5, Broken Spectre. This is the game that stuck with me longest after I put my phone down. It isn't a jump scare factory, it's a well-written eldritch horror story, which makes sense once you learn one of the people behind the Blair Witch Project helped develop it. You're playing as Casey, chasing a cryptic message from a father who vanished on Cold Blood Mountain years earlier, and the atmosphere builds dread slowly instead of cheap scares. This director's cut adds updated graphics and smoother interactions, and with 6 awards and 11 nominations, it's earned. Number 4 is all about momentum, Ragkour. I did not expect a mobile parkour game to actually respect physics this much. Most games in this genre just play an animation when you hit jump, but Ragkour hands you full control over your speed, momentum, and timing, clearly inspired by hardcore PC free-running titles like Rooftops and Alleys. Nail your landing and it feels amazing. Mess up the timing and the active ragdoll system turns you into a hilarious bone-crunching mess, which made me laugh out loud more than once. There's no hand-holding here. The whole city is just yours to figure out. We're in the top 3 now, and number 3 is Shadowlight. This one earned its spot by refusing to let me get comfortable. It sends you into Wolfshade Asylum in the 1930s to find your missing sister, and it keeps switching the rules. One chapter, you're sprinting down corridors under pressure. The next, you're solving a puzzle while something you can't fully see moves nearby. Because every run is procedurally generated, I couldn't rely on memorizing layouts like I usually do in horror games, which made it scarier. It feels structured at first, then you realize something underneath is very wrong. Almost at the top, number 2 is La Madriguera. This is the one that made me laugh the most while filming this list. It puts you in the paws of a bear who refuses to get out of his armchair, and your only goal is reaching a piece of chocolate cake across the room using nothing but an absurdly long fork. Standing up simply isn't allowed, so you're stretching, dragging furniture, and knocking things over trying to engineer a path to that cake. Every level throws a new obstacle at you, and the solutions are rarely obvious, so you'll end up laughing at your own failed attempts. Pure charm. And finally, my number 1 pick, Gungrave G.O.R.E. There was really no other choice for the top spot. It takes a cult classic console game and makes it work on a phone without losing what made it special. You're playing as Beyond the Grave, an undead anti-hero mowing down rooms of enemies in ridiculously stylish combo chains that feel more like an action movie than a mobile shooter. This is the ultimate enhanced edition, so real work went into it beyond a lazy port, and the cinematic presentation holds up. If you grew up loving hardcore anime-inspired action, this resurrection is what you've been missing. That's a wrap for today's collection. Which game completely surprised you? Drop your answer in the comments, like, subscribe, and check the pinned comment for every game link. Then continue the adventure with our previous videos. See you in the next upload!